Hey, how's it going? This is Daddy of Erotica Magazine Online, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this Bill Cosby situation and the allegations and everything like that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story from my own life. Okay, and I want to throw some facts at you. Okay, it would be difficult to put all this information into, a comment, into, a 100-word, 50-word comment in a box or something like that. But if somebody actually wants to hear what I have to say and the nuance of it all, then, you can listen to this podcast or whatever. Okay? So I want to go over a few things that is interesting about the Bill Cosby situation, right? And I want you to really think about this, okay? The fact is that female sexuality in general is surrounded by bullies, okay? And is leveraged ad nauseum by people from all over the world, whether Republican, Democrat, straight, gay, whether you're man, woman. People love to leverage female sexuality. Okay? Oh, she's a slut. Or, oh, she's easy. Or, oh, you're taking advantage of her. Or, oh, she's letting herself be taken advantage of. Or, oh, she appears that she is weak because she is with that guy who has a reputation for taking advantage of people. Or, whatever. Right? There's literally no situation in the world that does not have any opposition or any potential for opposition, right? Muslim, Catholic, Christianity, etc., so on and so forth, right? So there's no, literally, there's no way that she could ever be with anyone without there being any type of opposition on the other side, without any type of people to say, oh, well, he's probably taking advantage of you. How is he taking advantage of me? Well, he's doing this. You could say the same thing about Christianity. You could say the same thing about Muslim. You could say the same thing about anything, right? But the problem is that a lot of people's self-worth stems from how people see them, unfortunately. They use the world as a mirror. Am I beautiful? Am I ugly? I'm going to step out into the world wearing this handbag right here. I'm a little unsure about it. Okay, let's see how the world treats me with this handbag on. Oh, the world treats me beautifully with this handbag on. I love this handbag. Let me buy 20 of them. Okay, that is the general way that people come up with information. And another thing is this, okay? It would be easy if somebody had a Bible that they followed, okay? This person is a Christian, they do Christian values, they uphold Christian values, they have the Christian way of doing things, etc., so on and so forth. This person has the Muslim way about doing things, this, that, the other. But we live in America. Things are so muddled, generally speaking, that you have one person over here saying, oh, pornography is perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. Go ahead and do whatever you want. I'm not going to judge you. And then you have somebody over here that's saying that porn people are the devil and they deserve to be crucified and they deserve this and they deserve that. Okay, and oh, that girl is wearing a short skirt. She's a slut. Okay, and she should be shamed. How dare her have a child and bring a child into this world, right? There's all these different opposing sides to female sexuality, right? But the one thing that you could argue is a pro, generally speaking, in the fragile ego of some women. Not all women have fragile egos, don't say that, but some women is celebrity, okay? So let's look at Bill Cosby back in, the 90s, or excuse me, not even the 90s, the 70s, Okay? Bill Cosby was a celebrity god. Okay? In fact, he was bigger than probably, like, there is no celebrity today that was bigger than Bill Cosby in his heyday. Period. There was nothing, you can't name one celebrity today that was more famous than Bill Cosby was in his heyday. No celebrity at all. You might be able to say, okay, Britney Spears, okay, Madonna, or something like that, but they're from that era where celebrity really meant something, right? But in the era of today, celebrity doesn't mean as much, where everybody can become a celebrity or everybody's a mini celebrity. But then that means that there's less need for these maxi celebrities like the Britney Spears, the Innocence, the Bill Cosby's, the whoever. But Bill Cosby was one of those guys. He was an A-star. He had the #1 show on NBC or whatever, okay, for like 5 years straight, okay? Not only that, he was a black guy, okay? Then in the 70s, he was like the ultimate playboy, okay? Now there's so much wrong with this situation, okay? So Bill Cosby, A-class celebrity, playboy, hanging out at the Playboy Mansion, okay? Top celebrity, okay? And then you have women, okay? Some of them are extremely comfortable in their sexuality, who they are as human beings, etc. They have a very clear vision of who they are, where they want to be, etc., so on and so forth. Okay? Their mentality is, hey, you know what? I'm going to wear this purse, whether nobody likes it or everybody likes it, because I like this purse. I think it's the greatest purse in the world. Okay? That's their mentality. And it doesn't matter if Bill Cosby was the most successful or the least successful guy in the world, okay? They would have still slept with him or not slept with him, okay? Because they are that differentiated. And I take my hat off to those girls. Now, let's say there's another group of women, right? Now keep in mind, there are no clear-cut rules for sexuality, okay? And for what a woman, like for example, woman has a fantasy in her mind, oh man, that fantasy feels great. And then she has to do the complete opposite when she's in real life, okay? In her fantasy, she might have been wearing a dress. She might feel like, well, I can't wear a dress. I have to wear a pantsuit, okay? How come she's wearing a pantsuit? Because she's pandering to an audience that she's tap dancing for, okay? So let's say she finds a guy that meets the fantasy and she's pissed off at life anyway. So she decides that she wants to throw on a dress, okay? And she wants to be with that guy and do whatever, okay? Then she stops being mad at her friends that have her wearing pantsuits only or whatever. And then she's like, well, look, okay? I have this whole other life where people look at me this whole other way, okay? I can't be seen with you, okay? Because they're going to trash me, okay? This shit goes on every single day, okay? It should not be like this. But let me get back to the story. So you turn around, you have a guy like Bill Cosby, okay? Maxi celebrity at the highest height, okay? This group over here is saying, girls should not be doing this. And this group over here is saying girls should do this and all these little miniature groups. But then you have this one dominant group that runs it all, and it's celebrity. And he's an A-class celebrity, okay? Being with him is like being with God, damn near, right? Not only that, he's handsome, he's young, and he's a playboy, okay? Not a square or a prude, but a playboy. He's an attractive playboy. He's basically Black 007. Okay? So you have these women who engage with him because it's a good story, because it's good for their psyche, it's good for their ego. It's good for them to be able to brag and say, yeah, you know, I have a relationship with Bill Cosby, yada, yada, yada. Because keep in mind, we're talking about a maxi celebrity. Okay? That's like me saying, oh yeah, you know, I used to bang Rihanna, no big deal. Yeah, you know, my ex Rihanna, oh God, she makes me so pissed off. Oh God, I can't stand her. I had to dump her ass. You see oh man, my ex fiance Rihanna, right, is the same thing. He's just a male version of that, right? So that's been established. Right? Now, fast forward, it's 40 years later. 40 years later. Okay? Back then, in the 70s, he was like in his 30s, early 30s, something like that. Young, vibrant fucking playboy. Now he's 75, 80 years old. He's going blind in one eye. His back is hunched over. You see what I'm saying? You know, and he looks crazy. Right? Because he's an 80-year-old man. Okay? Then you got these women who are all like, 20 years, 30 years younger than him. Okay? When he was 50 and he was banging them or whatever. Okay? He's been with like 2,000 women. He's putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. Okay, he's been with thousands of women, just like all the top basketball players, all the Michael Jordans and all this other types of stuff. And he has, 20, 30 women that come against him? You know what some of those accusations were? There was a famous cover in I think the New Yorker or whatever, right? And it was basically, oh, you know, here's all the women that are standing against Bill Cosby, right? I actually read some of the accusations that were in there. And some of them were, he touched my ass. Bill Cosby touched my ass. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it's right to touch somebody's ass against their will or whatever. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's right or anything like that. I'm not saying it. I'm saying, how many times have you walked through a club and accidentally got your ass touched against? Or accidentally touched somebody's ass? Okay? How many times does it happen? Okay? Not only that, did they say, hey, Bill, I think you just touched my ass. Can you apologize? And then Bill said, shut up, bitch. This is my world, and you're only a squirrel in it, or something like that. That never happened. Okay? It could have been an accident, and it could have been anything. Okay? So, is it my fault that she's in a mode to appease? She's in some type of appeasement mode or something like that. Is that my fault? Okay? You see what I'm saying? So what's next? The car that is in front of her is in some type of mode or whatever. So she decides that she wants to freeze and appease, and then she's going to get into a car accident, a car wreck in front of a whole bunch of people because she made some stupid decision. No, we got to hold people responsible. Yo, I told Bill to stop doing it. Okay? He didn't stop. Okay? I told somebody, they did nothing about it. I let it go. Now I'm coming back to tell my story. That's not what we're hearing in 90% of these stories. So then you have a whole other wave. Okay? Keep in mind that I'm pretty sure that all those 20 women, okay, have told their family, Hey, I was with Bill Cosby. Hey, I was with Bill Cosby. Yeah, I used to hang out with Bill Cosby. Oh yeah, Bill Cosby, that's my bro, blah, 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 blah. But now these allegations came out. Everybody's looking at Bill Cosby with a skeptical eye, and now grandma over here is looked at with a skeptical eye too. The narcissism that she's being fed is there no more. Okay? Now it's that narcissism and that narcissistic supply that she was getting from people saying, oh man, grandma, that's so cool. You fucked Bill Cosby, has dried up. Okay, now she needs new narcissistic supply. Now, if you are going through 2,000 women, okay, 2,000 women, how difficult is it to find 20, okay, that are like, the statute of limitations has been up like 20 years. You see what I'm saying? So if I throw them under the bus, it's not that big of a deal. Right? If I throw him under the bus, no big deal. Let me just go ahead and throw him under the bus. Maybe I get a civil suit, get a little bit of money. You know what I mean? Look appropriate in my grandchildren's eyes again. Okay? Get my narcissistic supply back again. No harm, no foul. Out of 2,000 women, you think you can't find 1% that would take that stance? I'd be hard. Not 1%. I don't know. I'm terrible with math. Let me think. Say 2,000. I don't know. 2.5%. Whatever. The point is, and look. Okay, I'm not bashing the women, and I'm not even saying that Bill Cosby is innocent. Okay? I'm not saying that he's innocent. Maybe he is guilty, right? But what I'm saying is that you can't look at the stage show to know whether he's innocent or guilty. You have to look at the facts, not the parade, not the this sob story, da-da-da-da-da. He touched my ass 20 years ago, and now, okay, after somebody offered me money, okay, anonymously, and said, you can probably sue him and get some more money, okay, did I decide that I even want to say anything about Bill Cosby touching my ass? Okay? And the thing is, look, I'm not here to shame anybody or this or that. Okay? But let me ask you a question. All these women out here that are listening to me, okay, are gonna perhaps have a son one day, right? Okay? What happens if your son decides, hey, I don't want to be gay. Hey, I want to be straight. And I want to sleep with a lot of women. I want to sleep with tons of women. Okay? And you have a whole bunch of people that are just looking at the face and looking at the emotional response that they get when they hear the story or whatever. And they're not really weighing the logic of the story, but they're using the emotion of the story. Okay? And they're being guided to make decisions that would harm their son. Okay? The fact is, if I were a woman that's listening to this podcast, I would say, you know what, if my son were truly guilty of something, I'd want him to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. But if he's innocent, I believe he deserves a chance. So no, I'm not going to be swayed by some emotional argument or this or that. I'm going to hold back, actually look at the evidence, okay? The evidence, the truth, and look at all of the facts in the situation. Hey, He has been with 2,000, 2,500 women in his life. Yes, he has had threesomes and foursomes multiple times. Yes, he has women chase him down. And yes, okay, we used to do drugs like crazy in the 70s. We all used to do it. Quaaludes, this, that, the other. Okay? And yes, I have a fetish or whatever for women being passed out or whatever while I'm screwing them or whatever. Okay? And yes, I told them that this is what I'm into. Here's some Quaaludes. If you're down, you're down. If not, I understand. And they took them. Okay? And yes, I had fun and this and that and the other. Okay? But no. Okay? I'm not this big rapist, terrible person that you paint me to be. I'm actually a pretty decent guy. Okay? And yes, it is okay for me to explore and express my sick, twisted fantasies as long as it's safe, sane, and consensual. Okay? So, that's what I'm saying. Then you add all the politics in, like, hey, the district attorney was like completely overzealous. Okay, attempting to make a name for himself on throwing the bus at Bill Cosby. And that's one of the reasons that he even got out of jail early. You see what I'm saying? If there was no evidence of the contrary, he would not be out early. Okay? They let him out early. He's suing the state. Okay? So, this is what I'm saying. And the thing is, I'm not even saying that he's innocent. Okay? He could be guilty. He could be a totally guilty person. But the fact is if you're not willing to put your mother's life on the fact that he is guilty, then you have absolutely zero right to completely smear a man's entire name and brand through the mud. Okay? You can imply that, hey, the moment that I find out and I am 1,000%, 1,000,000,000% sure that he is exactly who the laws say he is, that is the moment that I'm going to press the button and smear his name throughout the media and this and that. But I'm not going to do it a moment before, because that's just irresponsible.